we got a lot to talk about after this year's D23. So for those of you who don't know, D23 is basically the Disney version of Comic-Con, where they show off all their upcoming projects. We're talking Disney movies, games, shows, theme parks, Marvel, Lucasfilm, Fox, basically everything that falls under Disney's IP. There were a ton of announcements, and starting with how Friday morning they dropped a poster for the new National Treasure series, National Treasure Edge of History, with the news that the first 2 episodes will be releasing on Disney Plus on December 14th. They dropped the trailer the next day, and if you want my thoughts, I've already uploaded my trailer reaction, but I will say it looks very fun. It looks like it has all the mystery and action of the movies. There are 1 or 2 familiar faces in the trailer, so just because Nick Cage hasn't been officially announced to return, it doesn't necessarily mean that he won't. They could be saving him as a surprise for the season finale, you never know. I plan on reviewing the 2 National Treasure movies sometime in December before the show comes out, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Let me know, are you excited for the show? Was the trailer a pleasant surprise for you like it was for me? We also got a poster and trailer for the Enchanted sequel, Disenchanted. I did a trailer reaction for that yesterday, but it unfortunately got copyright blocked by YouTube. So I'll just tell you my thoughts. Basically, I think it looks pretty good. They're going in a very different and interesting direction. It looks less self-aware than the first one. It looks like it's going to be its own story, and all the returning actors and actresses feel like they're naturally reprising their roles. I'm pretty excited for it. That movie will be releasing November 24th, Thanksgiving Day for those of us here in North America, which is also exactly 1 day after Disney releases their new animated film Strange World in theaters. And speaking of which, they didn't drop any new trailers for Strange World, and it's coming out in about that half, so that kind of worries me. Are you excited for Disenchanted and or Strange World? They also released a poster for their live-action Peter Pan remake titled Peter Pan and Wendy, stating that it will be releasing sometime in 2023. And thank goodness for that, because last time I checked IMDb for this movie, it said 2022, and I already did 2 live-action remake rankings this year for Pinocchio and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, and I don't think I could do 3 this year. I already rank the MCU films multiple times a year, so thank goodness I'm getting a bit of a break. The film is set to star Jude Law as Captain Hook, Jim Gaffigan as Mr. Smee, Alan Tudyk as Mr. Darling, Alexander Maloney as Peter Pan, Ever Anderson as Wendy, and Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell. I bring up this cast list because it seems very interesting with how they're sort of breaking tradition. And what I mean by that is traditionally, in other Peter Pan adaptations such as plays and other versions of the movie, Mr. Darling and Captain Hook are played by the same actor, so it seems like they're breaking that rule by casting someone else's Hook. Now, frankly, I'm a little disappointed they didn't cast Tom Holland as Peter Pan. He still has that boyish look, he could pull it off, but I'll see what I think when the trailer comes out. I mean, at the end of the day, it can't be as bad as Warner Brothers' Pan movie from 2015, right? Speaking of live-action remakes, the fun doesn't stop there. No. Disney revealed their logo for their Snow White remake, which will be starring Gal Gadot, who of course we all know from Wonder Woman, as well as a few other films, playing the evil queen, and Rachel Zegler, who you may know from Steven Spielberg's West Side Story that released last year as Snow White. The film will be directed by Mark Webb, who did the first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie. There was no trailer or poster, not a lot of information publicly released, but the cast came out on stage, so the movie is filming, the train is rolling, it's coming to theaters sometime next year. The next film in this line of live-action remakes is a Lion King prequel titled Mufasa the Lion King. What we know about it is that it will be a prequel exploring how Mufasa became King of the Pride Lands. Now, I'm not a fan of the 2019 Lion King. I find its existence unnecessary, but this seems like a new story, not a remake of another Lion King film. I'm a bit excited for this. I just wish that it were 2D animated instead of live action, which is actually just really fancy CGI. And since this is a prequel exploring younger Mufasa, James Earl Jones is not coming back, and personally, I don't blame him. He seemed bored out of his mind with the new Lion King. Instead, Mufasa will be voiced by Aaron Pierre, and Scar, instead of being voiced by Chiwetel Ejiofor, will be voiced by Kelvin Harrison Jr. However, there are 2 returning cast members from the 2019 film. Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner will be returning to voice Pumbaa and Timon, which I don't know how that's going to work, considering this is a prequel. Maybe they're the narrators, maybe it's kind of be like Lion King 1.5, where they were always there, I don't know. But like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the 2019 film, but if they do a new story we haven't seen before, this could be interesting. That film was set to release sometime in 2024. And yet we have another remake. They released the trailer for their live-action Little Mermaid, set to release on May 26, 2023. My reaction to the trailer mercifully did not get copyright blocked, so if you want my thoughts on that, go check out that video. Small bit of news, since this movie is coming out in like 2 weeks, They dropped a quick little trailer for Hocus Pocus 2, as well as a new poster. Honestly, I know for a lot of people, Hocus Pocus is considered a Halloween classic, and I know it's considered a borderline blasphemy to say this, but I do not like the movie Hocus Pocus, and I'm not excited for this. But I'm still going to watch it, I'm still going to review it, because I may be pleasantly surprised. That will be releasing on Disney Plus on September 30th. And now we move on to the Pixar news. Pixar released a poster and concept art for their next film, Elemental, which is set to release on June 16th, 2023. Personally, I think the character looks a little bit too much like Osmosis Jones, am I right? They also announced a new film titled Elio, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, which will be released in spring 2024. The premise is said to be a boy finds himself transported across the galaxy and mistaken for the intergalactic ambassador for planet Earth. This sounds creative and original. I'm excited to learn more about this when we get closer to the release date. However, unfortunately, it seems like with every original idea, we get studio-mandated sequels, as they did announce that Inside Out 2 is in the works. No plot details were given, but it will be released in summer 2024. I don't think we need Inside Out 2. I don't think there's really anywhere for the story to go, but let me know what you think. Pixar also shared some concept art for their Disney Plus series Win or Lose, which is set to release in 2023. I'm glad Pixar is doing a series not based on one of their movies. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of sports, but this could be good. Disney also released concept art for their animated Disney Plus series Iwahu, which I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing, which will be releasing in 2023. I think the characters look a little bit too much like Jimmy Neutron characters. What do you think? They also announced their next animated film after Strange World will be titled Wish, that will explore the origins of the star that so many Disney characters have wished upon, says the premise. But I'm thinking, hold up, that so many characters have wished upon? I can only think of two. I can only think of Geppetto from Pinocchio and Tiana from Princess and the Frog. Also, does this mean they're connecting all their movies like Kingdom Hearts? Now, I am a bit curious about this, but unless the case of this movie is that they're connecting all their stuff, I'm sorry, this honestly sounds kind of stupid, but either way, that movie is set to release in November 2023. We also got some casting announcements about the remake of the Haunted Mansion movie. Previously, it was reported it would star Owen Wilson and Jared Leto, and now Winona Ryder, Dan Levy, and Jamie Lee Curtis have all joined the cast. That will be released in March 2023. I know a lot of people have their problems with the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie. I kind of enjoy it, but I'm also excited to see what new direction they take this version. As far as the television shows department goes, we got our first poster and trailer for the TV series The Santa Clauses, which is a TV series that essentially serves as a fourth entry into the Santa Claus franchise, starring Tim Allen. I reacted to that trailer, so check that out if you want my thoughts. That will be premiering on Disney Plus on November 16th. We also got a very quick teaser for Disney Plus Percy Jackson series. Now, I never really got into the book series, but I showed the trailer to my sister, who is a huge fan of the books, and she was ecstatic. No release date for that series has been given, but they did film a teaser, so it is being made, it is filming, the ball is rolling. And great news, Descendants fans, it has been confirmed that Descendants 4 is in the works. No plot details were given, but it was confirmed that China Anne McClain is returning to play Uma. However, she is the only known returning cast member at this time. The film will also be starring Kylie Cantrell from the Disney Channel series Gabby Duran and the Unsittables as Red, the daughter of the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland, and Dara Renee as Chloe, the daughter of Cinderella. Now, I don't normally talk about video games on this channel because I'm not really a huge gamer, but they did make a couple of announcements that I'm very excited about. The first of which is that there will be a Captain America and Black Panther team-up game set during World War II. No real big news about it other than it's being developed. And the other big announcement, Disney finally remembered Tron is a thing, because we're getting a new Tron game called Tron Identity, which will be releasing on Steam in 2023. So, sorry console users, it looks like for now this is a Steam exclusive. But at least Disney realizes that no one can get a PlayStation 5 yet, so they're making the game more accessible. Unlike Sony. Yes, Sony, I'm calling you out. I ain't getting a PS5 just to play Spider-Man 2. Let's be realistic here. In regards to Lucasfilm, they've officially cast their live-action Ezra Bridger for the upcoming Ahsoka series. Ezra Bridger will be played by Irman Afandi. Now, we don't really know what happened to Ezra after Star Wars Rebels, so I'm excited to see what they do with him. We also got another trailer for Andor, which I already reacted to. But we also got a bit of bad news, no pun intended, as it was also revealed that Season 2 of The Bad Batch, which was supposed to premiere in just a couple of weeks, has been delayed to January 4th, 2023. But that makes sense given that it would have been competing with Andor, National Treasure, Willow, and the Santa Clauses, and January is always a bit of a slower month regardless, so that seems like a good decision, especially because the rumored release date for the season 3 of The Mandalorian is February, so they kind of want to release the shows back-to-back. And we also got a trailer for Mandalorian Season 3, which I reacted to. But don't worry, Star Wars animation fans, Dave Filoni is still bringing the goods to tide us over until Bad Batch Season 2 releases, as a new series of shorts titled Tales of the Jedi will be premiering on Disney Plus on October 26th. I did a trailer reaction, but it unfortunately got blocked. But from the trailer, I think it looks very interesting. We get to see baby Ahsoka, a young Qui-Gon Jinn training under Count Dooku before Dooku turned to the dark side, and it looks like Darth Revan may even be making an appearance. It's unclear as to whether this will be canon or if it will be the Star Wars equivalent of Marvel's What If, where these are alternate universe scenarios. I'm very curious about this, and I'm excited to see what stories Dave Filoni came up with. Continuing with the animation department, it was also announced that a Star Wars series for Disney Junior titled Young Jedi Adventures will be premiering next year. It's probably going to be the Star Wars equivalent of Muppet Babies, and I think the animation style looks absolutely adorable, and I'm glad there's going to be a way for younger kids to be introduced to the galaxy of Star Wars. You're never too young to start training to become a Jedi. And in just a couple of weeks, Andor will be premiering on Disney+, so they put out one last trailer for that, and described the show as a spy thriller. If it's anything like the movie Captain America the Winter Soldier, this is going to be great. I'm very excited for it. We don't need to wait much longer, as that show will be dropping its first 3 episodes on Disney Plus on September 21st, which is just a little over a week from now. We also got a new trailer for the Disney Plus Willow series, which serves as a sequel to the 1988 film of the same name. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and between the Willow series and the Rings of Power on Amazon Prime, we fantasy fans are eating good. I'm very excited for the Willow show. I'm excited to see what new adventures we go on and what new characters we meet. That will be premiering on Disney Plus on November 30th. Let me know if you're excited for the Willow show. Are you a fan of the movie? Are you excited to return to the world of Willow? And Lucasfilm concluded their panel by bringing out Harrison Ford himself to talk about Indiana Jones 5. But unfortunately, we didn't get too much news. We didn't get a title, we didn't get a trailer, we didn't get a poster. But Harrison Ford did say he's very excited to return for the movie and confirmed this is the last time he'll be donning the whip and fedora. So as of now, it will be the last Indiana Jones, which makes sense. I mean, Ford is 80 years old after all. He's earned his retirement. But would you like to see someone else take up the mantle of Indiana Jones? There was a series called Young Indiana Jones back in the 80s, so maybe they could reboot that. And finally, moving on to the much-anticipated Marvel panel, Kevin Feige showed off first looks at Black Panther Wakanda Forever and the Disney Plus series Ironheart, though those were not made available to the public. But we did learn that Anthony Ramos will be playing the villain The Hood in the TV show Ironheart. Black Panther Wakanda Forever will be releasing in theaters on November 11th, with Ironheart premiering on Disney Plus sometime in 2023. Those in attendance also got a first look at Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and we learned that the film will tie directly into Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Ant-Man 3 will be releasing on February 17th, 2023. Now, what did get released to the public was the trailer and poster for their new Halloween special, Werewolf by Night. You can check out my trailer reaction for my thoughts on that. That will be releasing on Disney Plus on October 7th. We also got a trailer for the Disney Plus series Secret Invasion, but unfortunately my reaction video to that got blocked, but it looks very intriguing. It looks a bit like X-Files to me, and we also learned that Emilia Clarke has joined the cast. Announcements about the Don Cheadle series Armor Wars were absent from Comic-Con last month, leading fans to worry that the show was no longer happening, but Cheadle confirmed it is still happening, but no release window was given. A casting announcement was also made for Loki Season 2. Huey Kwan, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, but you may remember him as the character Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, will be starring alongside Tom Hiddleston when Season 2 of Loki premieres in 2023. Now, regarding Fantastic Four, unfortunately, no casting announcements were given, but it was confirmed that it has found a new director, since John Watts, who directed the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies and was previously announced to direct this, left the project. Matt Shackman, who previously worked on WandaVision, will be directing the film. It's expected to open in theaters on November 8th, 2024. A sneak peek of the Disney Plus series Echo was also shown, though not released publicly, and as of now, no release window for that series has been given. A new logo was also unveiled for Daredevil Born Again. The series has not yet started filming, so it's still a long way off. A major casting announcement was made for the movie Captain America: New World Order. Tim Blake Nelson, who we last saw in 2008's The Incredible Hulk, is returning to play the villain The Leader in this film. Between this and the events of She-Hulk, they're trying to make the 2008 Hulk movie actually important. What am I going to complain about now? Because every time I do an MCU ranking, I say that the Incredible Hulk movie feels inconsequential, but now I can no longer say that because they are connecting it. And the full cast of Thunderbolts was also revealed. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, David Harbour, Hannah John Kamen, Wyatt Russell, Sebastian Stan, Olga Kurylenko, and Florence Pugh will all be reprising their respective roles. That film is set to open on July 26, 2024. To me, this sounds like Marvel's Suicide Squad, which is a film I like, so I'm pretty excited for this. The Marvel panel finally wrapped up with the cast members of The Marvels, which is the sequel to 2019's Captain Marvel, appearing on stage. We did get some plot details. The film will reportedly follow Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeau, and Kamala Khan as they attempt to come together after they realize that every time they try and use their powers, they wind up trading places with one another. And yes, fan-favorite character Goose the Flurkin Cat will be returning. That film will be releasing in theaters on July 28th, 2023. That was all for the MCU news, but the panel did wrap up with a special look for those in attendance at Avatar: The Way of Water. The footage has not been released publicly, but we don't have to wait too much longer because that film releases this year on December 16th. I was hoping we'd at least get a new trailer since I'm sick of the teaser trailer they released months ago playing before every movie I go to. And that wraps it up for the big 2023 news. Let me know your thoughts. What are you excited for? I know the next couple of months are going to be really busy for me as far as Disney Plus releases. I can't wait to talk about all of it. See you next time.